Hello everybody and welcome back to Foundry VTT's A House Divided. This is episode 4 of our Let's Play. All of our players are here for the start, but we'll be losing Milton a little way into the episode. But with that, let's get started. Last time our party found themselves on the other side of a portal they had jumped through previously. They were reunited with Espen, the healer, and found Regulus was missing. They met the butler of this dark version of the estate, Usk, and found out that all here were trapped in a timeless, dark version of the Raventree estate. Usk said the best way to approach the head of the house, Crin Corvinaris, would be by currying favour with others trapped within this side of the house. With that in mind, they visited Larenth, an artist in residence, who wanted them to get Valaxis, the son of the Lady Vivesna, her patron, to pose for her. The party met with the not eager Valaxis, and with the use of magic had him ready to pose. However, when Larenth started to turn him into stone, the party intervened, stopping the process and upsetting Larenth. At that point, another person came to find out what was going on, and he turned out to be Vostalas, the librarian, a winged, devil-like man, a being who showed the party to the library and was offering services of transportation or healing at price. When the party mentioned Regulus, the illegitimate heir to Crin Corvinaris, he was very interested in what might ensue. We return to the part where Regulus has been brought into the room. Vostalas has his hand on his shoulder and is saying, "Welcome home." So Regulus, yes, moments ago you were floating in the void in between the different levels of this place and were wondering, had you already died? Were you past when a hand reached out for you and you were pulled through a portal moments ago, and he's just literally shoved you into a library with basically everybody else. And this is where we'll pick up.
Okay, so Regulus goes to speak, but notices that everybody else is around.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that. He's, oh well, thank goodness I wasn't dead, because that's what I thought it was. Oh. I guess everyone brought me back. Who's
we might
the
still
new
be
devil?
dead.
Is this relation to Milton?
Are all tieflings
Wow.
related? Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
I just want to say that
Or are
it's
they?
incredibly culturally insensitive. I am not quite sure if in this case it might turn out to be true. It might be. I do not know yet. However, your assumption does hurt me and all my race, to quite frankly be honest with you.
Well, you misunderstood when I said relation. I meant as in not related to you, but relation to you. So, like,
Oh yeah,
does he have anything to do
tieflings
with
have
you?
relations with each other, don't you know? Like,
Oh well, I didn't like to say, but you know, okay.
Bob is looking around and is trying to just piece all this together and write all this down as this is all going on. And the guy behind you, Regulus, will let go of your shoulder and say, "Well, there we go. A new piece to bring to the puzzle. Let's see what you can do. Welcome. I hope you'll enjoy your stay in, I believe, your home, as from your colleagues have been saying." As he's
Yes,
smiling
yes,
quite
indeed, yes.
as he's smiling quite broadly at all of this. My, this is going to be so much fun. So much fun. Well, if there isn't anything else anyone needs, by all means, you can always find me here in the library if you need anything. But
Wait, why is it going to be so much fun?
Your family's here, Reg. Mona's like open-eyed, like your family's in this house. We're in a different plane, Reg. Welcome here.
apparently, your father is here.
I was under the impression he was dead.
He's close, but not quite.
You know, like he's like pulling at his collar, like. Well, you know. Well, he's never met me before. I don't really wish to meet him either. I'd rather him rot in this plane for what he did to my mother.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, I'm sure that meeting will go well. I'm also particularly interested to find out how his wife partakes of you. I think that will be very interesting as well. But anyway, I hope, I hope to be able to listen in when the time comes, as he again keeps smiling at the prospect of what may be coming.
Oh yes, please. I mean, more party to the real, the better, I guess.
And if there is anything you need, please come by the library anytime you wish. I'm more than eager to strike a bargain with anyone that's willing. No more freebies, though. You were the only one.
Espen's frowning very deeply. He's been frowning the entire time he's been here.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped frowning in this room, yes,
Nope,
I'm sure.
Sure not.
Well, good luck with that, but I would have a word with, is it Milton, isn't it?
Why, yes, I was just about to ask something of you.
Well, yeah, that would be, I would like to have a further conversation. I believe there may be some connections, a few people we may know in, shall we say, in passing or in common. I would be intrigued to find out where those links may lie, if you would be willing to spare some time.
Oh, I believe our acquaintances are everything but common. But yes, I understand your meaning.
Indeed. Well, yes, if you do have some time, I would be very keen to have a chat for a little while, if your friends could spare you for a little bit.
Well, of course, I believe my companions here are more than willing to, do the busy work to gather an audience with the head of the house.
Yes.
Bob will go with. If you all are okay with this, Bob can go with you and document everything while I conduct business with Mr. Vostalas.
Yeah. Okay, boss. I'll go with them. I'll keep them in line. I'm obviously the de facto leader when you're not around. I understand. I got it, boss. I got it. And this tiny little imp thinks he's he may actually be leading this group as this is going on.
For the nth time, you are not to take the word unless I am there. Okay? I need to be able to check you that everything you say is correctly. So I do not want you to speak for the rest of this group.
Oh, all right, boss. All right.
Bob's big chance.
Oh
Ruined.
Man, yeah, it's like I should never have signed that contract with you. Oh man, as he's thinking about it for a moment. But yes, as this is all going on, everybody, yes. Is there anyone else have anything they wish to get from Vostalas at this point, or are you thinking of what's next on your agenda?
Regulus is deep in thought.
Fair enough. Vostalas behind you says, well, good luck, and yes, I hope meeting your father goes well. I'm assuming that Usk has suggested that finding currying favor is probably the fastest way to get to your father's graces, or at least to be able to visit with him. It looks like you've burned your bridges with Larenth, the artist, but there are others around this place that would be better to curry favor with, if need be.
Who the hell's Larenth?
He was a nightmare.
Yes, we will tell you once we leave this place. We should go.
Okay.
Vostalas almost says directly towards you, Espen. He's like, but please do come back whenever you feel that you need to. I'm sure we can come to some good arrangements at a later date when you need a little help here and there. When your god's not quite ready for you or there when you need them.
You'll be surprised where the light can reach. But your offer has been noted. Let us leave.
Good luck.
And Espen is just ready to go.
Fair enough. So yeah, as you guys start to pull yourselves together on that one, Milton, I'm assuming you are going to hang back for a confidential meeting. Would be the best way of putting it. Okay.
But I just pull Mona to like one side and just give her a knowing look of extreme panic.
Yeah, and Mona will just look at you, also panicked, and she will say in your head, "So what's the plan, Reg? How are we going to get out of this one?"
That's all we need to do. Stick to the plan, and we'll get through it. It'll be fine. Just don't say anything. They don't know anything. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, but Reg, the actual father is here. You've hired me to kill some stuff. You know I'm not very good at talking. You know I get very awkward.
Don't do it then. Just don't talk. Don't talk at all. I'll do it all. You keep your mask down. Don't say a thing. We'll pretend you're mute. All right? Everyone, wait for me, please.
Can I
Staring
do
at each other awfully intensely.
Yeah, I'd like to do an insight check.
We are
these guys
in
are looking.
love, okay?
I would like to insight check the panic, please.
You can make a general insight check on that one.
God damn it!
I don't think you can roll that low.
You have such high insight, but such low rolls. When
Yeah.
Oh man, I could roll a 1 and beat that.
Yeah. You know what? You
God
just
damn
couldn't
it.
read. You couldn't read him in the moment as that was all going on.
In the meantime, Espen has gone to the door and says, "Why don't we let them conduct their business, and we will step outside, maybe get some fresh air, possibly go talk to the groundskeeper." And Espen just ducks out.
No problem. Making your way back out into the resplendent area that is the main hallway, back towards where the notice book and bits are that you've seen before. Okay, so yes, you see Espen is looking very agitated after everything that's been going on.
That was a foul being. I've known tieflings. They are good people. That whatever that is from somewhere deeper down in the pit.
Yeah. I mean, they're not all bad, right?
No, I
Probably.
just said
The
they're
creeps.
No, not at all.
just said they're not, but that person, that thing, I don't trust it.
Side of that, buddy, I also got a weird read off of him. I'm not feeling comfortable around him.
He seemed to help me, and that's good, right? Like, well, I'd be just stuck in... Well, where I was, not that anybody has asked, but I was in some sort of black space of eternal darkness. That was really fun.
Oh, yes, sorry, Reg. Thank God you're okay. Sorry.
Well, that's okay.
Thank God I'm getting paid. Sorry.
Now we owe that guy a favour because he got you out, and I
No,
don't like
he-
owing.
No, it was a freebie.
He
says
himself
that
it was
now.
that.
He says that
That's
now.
the thing
I don't trust
about
it.
these beings. Well, I mean, Milton is proof that the law is important to some of them, and if he says that he did it without anything expected, then I think we can trust him that. But to what ends did he do it? That I don't trust. The goodness of his heart, I do not believe that for a minute.
It's at this point that walking into the top of the room, Usk will be returning, coming from one of the other corridors, and saying, it looks like you have finished with Master Vostelas. How, welcome, and one new person I see. Bargains must have been had, I guess, as he sort of looks, and he sort of wanders over to you a little bit Regulus and says, I am truly sorry I could not bring you through earlier. I did try, but I found it a struggle to try and bring you through. Apologies.
That's fine, just don't let it happen again.
Indeed. You do have a countenance as...
I literally have no idea who this is as well, by the way.
Yeah, he looks...
Espen was about to do
yeah.
introductions.
Yeah. He looks like a butler. Would be your would be the first thing that you would notice.
That was my assumption. That's why I went down the route I did.
That is fair. Yes, on that front. But he says, "I am, but the head butler of this place, of the Raventree estate, in such a state as it is. But I do serve the master, Lord Kryn, and I am to understand that there are claims that you may be possibly related. And now, seeing your form, you do bear a striking resemblance to his father, but
yes, I have been told.
Not too much to the master himself. But this is interesting. But anyway, is there anything I can do for you all at this time, or do you feel that you are comfortable roaming as you need on the floors?
I feel we could probably all do with some refreshment. Right? We've been here for a long time. My throat is a bit sore. Do you have?
We certainly do. We can. If you wish to go back through to the drawing room, I can, or the billiard room. Sorry, I could have a few refreshments brought forth. If you wish to have a little bit of a rest and relaxation for a while before going on with whatever you wish to try.
What does everyone feel about this? Does everyone need anything?
I would greatly appreciate a rest.
Do you have any spare guest rooms?
I believe there are some on the upper floors. However, I would have to go and ask the mistress or the master if that would be acceptable at this time. But I could find out for you. However, if you were happy to say visit the grounds quarters, I'm sure there would be definitely space there that would not require permission.
That might be the best course of action. As I said before, it is best
Gile
to
looks
ingratiate
appalled.
yourself to the Corvinarses before asking anything of them. If you're not working for them or benefiting them in some way, then they have little want to put themselves out for anyone.
Yes, this place has made them... I don't believe it's brought out good properties in them. He's being polite. But I'm more than willing to offer you refreshments in the billiard room if you would wish.
I would take a quick respite and some refreshments, right?
We can use the opportunity to catch you up on what you've missed while you were gone.
Very well. And he will point you over. He will point you over towards the door and open it in readiness for you and say, "Please, I will be a few moments. Please, by all means, make yourselves at home in there while we sort something out, and you can have a rest."
Thank you.
You're welcome. And as you guys make your way into the room, etc., Usk will be heading off, and will be able to leave you all to your own devices as this is going on.
Richard should just slump in the chair and be like, "Oh, so what on earth has happened?
Well, that started when...
Where are we? This doesn't look anything like the house we were just in, and it's very stressful, and I don't like it. It is nice."
Espen kind of not cowers, but he kind of like just waits for you to finish, and then says, "When we were fighting the undead in the house before, the portal took me."
Oh, Espen, you're back.
Yes.
I am awfully sorry. I just come back from a void. I didn't know. How are you? How the devil are you?
I am well, thank you for asking. But yes, the portal that took me was similar to the portal that took you in the sense that Usk was the one who created it. He sensed we were in grave peril fighting the whites in that house, and then when you were what I didn't ask, what are you facing without me?
Something horrendous. Light ghosts. giant light ghosts?
Yes, you were definitely. There was definitely a bit of that going on, but Cordelia is the only one that's also aware that there is. There was also, yes, some sort of horrendous magical spell or conjuration or something went horrendously wrong in that room. She was, understanding a little more of what was going on. That it was the leftover remnants of something going incredibly bad in that moment. But she is the only one aware of that, if that makes sense at the moment.
And Usk was able to keep me appraised of how you moved about the house while I was not with you, and when you came upon your adversaries, he seemed very upset that you would be facing such a foe and did not like your odds, and he was able to reach through the void again and pull you to this place. I do not really know or understand, and he looks to Astra and Cordelia, the casters, to see if the arcane can explain this, because he has no idea.
Well, the room that we jumped in that little portal with the giant light ghosts, as you so wonderfully put them. Clearly something had gone wrong. Some kind of occultist ritual. There were shadows of the people involved stained on the floor.
Yeah, and Regulus, you remember that now, thinking back. There was kind of that ashen shapes on either side of the portal when you did get up close back at that point. But the room still looked better to be out of it than in it, even with that going on.
Did.
I apologize, Lord Regulus, but the Raventree estate has been steeped in foul doings, so I am not surprised to hear something would have occurred there, like this. But wherever we are now, some place in between, it seems this is where the household went, at least the people. Usk is the head butler that I knew when I was a younger man. While the house looks different in design and decoration, it does seem to be the same place. And we are trying to find a way to leave. And it would seem that ingratiating us to your father and his wife could possibly gain us some sort of reprieve in that sense. And we were in the process of doing that, failing to do that actually, when the librarian heard of your predicament and offered to help. As I said, even though it cost us nothing, I do not like his motivations for having done so. Though you are here, and that is... thank Lathander for that. But now we must find a way to leave, all of us, Milton included.
So far, who has the capabilities to leave and return as he wants to. Hopefully, by talking to the master of the house and his wife, we can maybe understand why the house is in this situation, and maybe get ourselves and the house out of the situation. But the librarian is the only one who seems to know really anything about what's going on around here.
What I don't understand is the butler guy said that I specifically said I hold claim to this house when my father is still alive here. I don't understand. Are they dead and in some sort of purgatory? Is this purgatory?
It certainly has a dark edge to it. Where it was described as a shadow realm to some of you, or a domain of darkness. And there's been a few different names.
So are they just stuck on another plane, or are they shadow remnants of the people that once lived here? So not actually real?
Usk seems to be himself, but somewhat faded. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't believe he's undead, but he doesn't seem quite alive either.
But the ideas of like being trapped in a purgatory is not a far removed idea from maybe some of the scriptures you've heard in some ways. But yeah, as this is all going on, kind of things, a little bit of time starts to pass as you're in this space. But is there anything? Are you attempting to gain a short rest at this point, or are you guys trying to look around in these spaces a little bit? What are you thinking here? What do you wish to try and do?
Bit of both.
I need a long rest.
Yeah, I think we need some rest. We've got some casters down.
Yeah,
Fair,
I
fair.
need a long rest. I am
We
out
also
of
have
spell slots.
our
I really
front
think
line
a long
of
rest
HP.
would be really hard work to do right now, though. Like, can we just
Well,
sit
no.
in here for 8 hours, please?
I mean, what are they gonna
Told
do?
that If we were to go to the groundskeeper and basically be out of the house but still on the grounds, there would be places for us to rest there, though they wouldn't be as glamorous as the interior that we're currently enjoying.
Oh yes, let's go sleep in a stable then. Why not?
Is that not weird? Like,
It's undignified.
I would not say that the lord of the household not knowing what the groundskeeping workmen are doing is outside of the norm. It might be one of the only regular things that are still happening here. I apologize for speaking ill of your family, my lord, but the Corvinars...
look at me. They're not really my family. I'm here because I am a blood of them. I have no holds of them. I do not care for them.
Well, just so, I believe Usk is the right of it. We could probably find a place to rest and plan a little more outside of the house.
You could probably, in your minds, you could probably think a short rest in here would probably be plausible, if that makes sense. It's not quite sleep, but it would certainly be something if you wanted to take the hour to rest and have refreshments. That would plausibly be a thing.
We can always double check with Usk when he comes back with the refreshments too, about like exactly how we can lay down for 8 hours somewhere.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, he would return with refreshments in it after a little while. He would certainly explain without the hosts in the house agreeing to it. They're not going to be offering you beds in the house at this point, if that makes sense. But he does say if you do, however, wish to rest here and relax for a little while, he's more than happy for you to have that if you see fit, if that makes sense. But would there be anything else you would be up to, or would you just as a group just take the hour, or would you be snooping around a little bit, or what's the plan here?
Yeah, what is in here? Like,
do you want to make a perception check and see what you can spot around the space?
Wait,
Hey, nice.
Hey.
Oh, hey, okay, okie dokie. You know your way around rooms like this a little bit more, and to you, Regulus, over and above everybody else, the things that catch your eye are secret things or things that look slightly out of place, and you realize the key one is here. There is a secret door.
Yeah, secret door. Good job.
oh hey, there's a secret door here. There's a secret door here.
As you look on the inside of it, Regulus, there is a stairway leading up, probably to another floor in the house. As you go up to the floor above, you will see that there is another door that sort of leads out onto an upper floor. It's a bed chamber of some description, a sort of a luxurious bedroom furnished with lots of couches and glass top tables, decorative flowers, a big four-poster bed, a weapon rack sits against one wall, a pair of display cases sit with a huge vase packed with broad-petaled pink flowers that are unnaturally vibrant and unsettling to behold. You also see that there is, a bit of a storage space off to one side and some other doors, etc. But, it seems like a very reasonably well-furnished sort of bedroom / living space in that respect.
These
Very,
display
very
cases
nice.
remind me of like Skyrim.
You do have Skyrim options going on up there.
Can
on
I
that front.
just check? Is this door lockable?
From what you can see, there is a lock that you could do on the door.
Okay. I want to just very quickly try and lock doors that I can see before I do anything.
Absolutely, you can on that one easily done from this side. The lock is on this side of the door, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
so yeah, you lock that door, no problem. You're going to run round to the double doors, etc.
Yeah, please, yeah.
No problem. The other two doors on the far end do not have locks. Is the only thing that you do spot, but those two you lock out straight away. Looking around, make another perception check up here. Let's see if anything sort of stands out as you're looking around up here.
16, that's not so bad.
Not too bad at all. Yeah, I think your eyes sort of wander across the different things. There's obviously a few different strange sort of encased skulls in some of these places that you're seeing off to one side, and these display cabinets. Very strange sort of things. A few elk sort of antlers and things like that, and then other strange skulls of things you don't quite recognize as this is all going on.
Mona just hears, "Get up here."
Mona trying to rest. She's like, "Oh."
I say to everyone, "There's a secret door. I'm gonna have a peek," and then everyone's like, "Fine, I'm just gonna chill on this couch."
Well, I was waiting for the description to be over with so that I could react. I didn't want to interrupt.
Very, very fair. Very, very
But
fair.
Espen is at the bottom of the stairs, looking very worried. We should not be wandering around the estate without the master's consent.
I am the master. This is why we're here.
In this place where your father is still alive, I have to disagree. We don't want to anger the Corvinarises, trust me.
I don't think he's alive.
Up and walking around enough here to still be a worrisome presence, to be sure. And then as Mona just walks right by Espen.
Yeah. Excuse me. And just goes upstairs.
Okay, no problem.
You coming, Cordelia? Like, Astra's just gonna look around the corner.
Yes.
So everybody makes their way up to this bedroom as this is going on.
Just as you come up, I'm looking at these display cases. I want to have a good mooch around in them.
Ooh, it's like a little museum in here.
It does look like a sort of a little bit of a display going on, definitely on that front. Yeah, maybe, well, certainly skulls and antlers and things like that. So yeah, there's a bit of that, and obviously a weapons rack off to another on another side of the room. Yeah, definitely has some oddities going on around it as this is going on. If anyone wishes to make, there is an Arcana check that could be made, and anyone good at survival that might understand it a little bit if they wished.
Ooh,
I
I will
can
do Arcana.
Yeah.
Okay, so the ones that do Arcana can do Arcana, and then one
I'm good at
Wisdom.
surviving.
You know it. You love it. Guidance.
Only once.
We know it exists. Okay. He goes for it.
Oh,
Man.
Like, Regulus is just looking at Cordelia come over to these bones, thinking like, this is what she's literally just gonna go to these bones. That's what she's looking at, and you've gone straight to them.
Fair enough.
Stick to the aesthetic.
Of course.
Okay. So only one of you pulls out anything interesting, and that is Cordelia. Okie dokie. In one of the cases, there are a bunch of crystals, and you are reasonably certain that these purple crystals are teeth taken from some kind of earth elemental. The red gemstones isn't a jewel either. It's the heart of a crystal dragon by the size of it. It was most likely a juvenile crystal dragon. And as an afterthought, the antlers the antlers have the distinct indicators of a fey creature of some kind, but you can't tell what type.
Yeah, you'll see that she wanders over to the bones like almost immediately. Like, oh yes, gotta keep up with the aesthetic. And then you're just out of the corner of her eye, she sees these items in the other display case and immediately goes over and just looks enamored with all of these.
Are they worth anything, or?
They're priceless.
Well, how do we transfer the stuff from this plane to our plane where I can just have them as part of my inheritance?
We're
Perhaps what
transferring
exists-
ourselves from this
And
plane
obviously,
to the other plane first.
if you wish, Cordelia, you can take something from this as your payment.
Maybe what exists here also is over there. We should just focus on going back, going home.
I don't know, like, I didn't see anything.
If I had to guess, this looks like Master Veloxis's room. He is quite the hunter and enamored with his prey, and if he finds out that we were here, I can't imagine what he will do. We saved him from the artist, but at the same time, were it not for us, he never would have gone there in the first place. He owes us nothing.
While he's talking, I'm going over to the bed and sticking my hand under the pillow for like a diary or something.
Okay, fair enough on that one.
Dear diary.
Dear diary.
My crush looked at me once again.
Yes.
As you have a look round, no diary appearing as you do that, but you can make an investigation check of the bed area in general. Let's see how that goes.
Oh, worried about what I'm going to find then.
Espen is pleading with his eyes that everybody should get out of this room.
Espen, chill. You're being too loud.
Like, as you're doing that, Mona's like looking at the lock on the cabinet, like trying to figure out if she could just break it or something, just steal stuff. Just like,
Put it this way, how often are there visitors here? Never. If things go missing, they will know that it was us.
There could be a devil.
Astra, sorry, you will find under the actual side of the bed there are a pair of discarded boots, and there appears to be a dagger with a small curved blade in it. It appears to be ceremonial and unsharpened for some reason. The hilt is engraved with a monogram, and containing the initials KC.
KC.
Mhm.
Or
Bryn Corvinaris.
Bryn Corvinaris, my father.
Yes, I'm gonna turn around and just show off the dagger. I'm like, well, look what he's hidden under his bed. Just gonna like wave it at everyone. Got some initials on here, and looks pretty cool. I'm gonna hand it over to Regulus because looks like his.
Fair enough.
Balance.
You know
Test it out for waiting, and I put it between my fingers, etc.
Yeah, it's okay on that front. But there's just no edge to it. It's abysmal from that point of view.
This is purely ceremonial. It's nice and all, but you know, it is my birthright, I guess, and I just sort of tuck it away.
I will say we should. I do agree with Espen though. We should probably just put it back for now. Maybe claim it later when you actually own everything.
Yeah, but if we go back to our plane of existence, that's what that's what it is, right? We're planes of existence. All this seems to disappear. Like there's nothing there. Like you think, like where we just the drawing room, there was nothing there in the other side.
Come back for things when we know that we can get out of here, rather than hoarding a load of stuff, getting caught, and then I don't know, beaten to death.
Or worse. There is someone here that can turn you to stone just by looking at you.
But
And that's the
that's
one-
surely not true. How can something turn you to stone?
How do you have snakes for hair? I don't know, but she does.
I don't have snakes for hair.
She does.
Who does? Mona. Mona doesn't have snakes for hair.
This might go on for a while.
Ash is looking at you like
Espen just closes
incredulously,
his
just like,
eyes and he grips his holy symbol and he's like mouthing a slight prayer and then goes back. We can discuss this back downstairs. If Usk finds us missing, he may be honor bound to tell his master.
Oh yes, he's coming back with tea. Here, and I check the dagger back to Astra, and I'll just sort of leave.
We'll
things
come back for these, Cordelia. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll hide things back where I found it.
Okay, so Reg, you're going back down the stairs first? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, Espen's right behind him.
Okay.
I am first and foremost a coward.
Right. So yes, you are back down in the scheme of thought below. Is everybody here? Hopefully they all are.
So just try and close up the door and just go back, cross my legs on this little seat.
No problem. Let me just
pretend nothing ever happened.
And we closed the secret door upstairs behind us, right?
I'm sure you did.
Just close everything again.
No problem. So yeah, so you guys attempting to have your short rest and then partake of things after that?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Whilst everyone short rests, then I will do my song of rest. For
Also,
everyone.
I'll ask Espen about this snakes for hair. Why does he think everyone's got snakes for hair? This is my biggest question, because this is strange. You don't normally say things like this.
Because I met somebody with snakes for hair.
Oh, why didn't you say that?
I was fine with explaining what I meant down here as long as we left. I was more trying to get your attention.
Everyone gets 3 extra hit points when they regain health. Because Astra starts playing like a very calming, like musical score that you'd probably find in like a rom-com movie or something.
Go looking for rom-com music. It will be on the list. Okay, fair enough. Ye olde rom-com music.
Ye olde rom-com.
Yeah, so during the short rest, we'll get Regulus up to speed and how Usk told us that we should ingratiate ourselves to the masters of the home by doing, odds and ends for the different residents and staff, so that when we go talk to them, we could prove, that we were already helping the family before we asked them to help us.
But it didn't go very well with the Medusa. Would be the best way of putting it on that one. The artist was not pleased. The son, he ran off. You're not sure how pleased he is. So far, so. So
are you saying I've got like a brother?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're
By
saying?
marriage, yes.
Yes, he's not of your father's line, so Milton was saying that your claim might be stronger if it comes to it.
Okay, and I'm obviously... Was I older?
Yes, you would be in theory older as well. But okay, so everyone, you have your short rest. There was tea has been had. Usk has been back and forth a couple of times and has been polite as needed, but
Can I gauge him to see if he noticed that the secret passage had been messed with, or if he even knows it?
Okay, yeah, no worries. You can
Do
make
if you keep looking at the secret passage and him to see if he's looking at it.
You can make an insight and see how he dealt with it when he was in the room.
Okay. By the way, knock knock. Who's there?
It's guidance.
To make a macro, so for whenever you roll anything, guidance comes up first.
Oh.
I forget I have guidance until after I've done an abysmal roll. I'm like,
So
wow.
13, I guess, to kind of gauge to see if he's,
On that one, let me
acting different or-
let me see what his pluses would
Espen's
be.
just standing there, eyes darting back and forth between the butler
very-
guy and the secret
possible.
door, and he's just like sweating.
On that one.
Espen is a very simple creature. Oh, that people might be
Chill
okay.
out.
Espen, you're not sure. You don't pick up whether or not he knows that that it's there, but you don't think he thinks anything is out of place in the moment as he's been back and forth.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, you think that's okay.
Espen will visibly relax then.
So he has said, by all means, you're allowed to make your way outside and into the grounds if you need be. But if you do need any help with anything within the house, just call for him and he will come running. I need someone to make a perception check of Usk in general rather than the specific one that Espen was doing. Who would have been sort of taking more of what's going on in general, do you think, in that time? Yeah, some of you were resting. Okay, Astra,
has fallen asleep.
Fair enough.
She was
She was definitely tired. Fair.
I wasn't doing anything. I was fine.
Well, I was playing piano, but it's kind of like muscle memory.
I'll do the perception check then.
Okay, go for it.
But I've already rolled a good one. No! Oh, 18.
Oh.
18.
17.
You, Regulus, notice, well, a couple of things. He keeps side-eyeing you every so often, checking you out, I guess. Maybe for, you're not sure for quite what reasons, but you've got some ideas that it might be who you claim to be. The other one is he gets, best ways to describe it, easily distracted, where he will have moments where he seems to be just not there, like he is blank in the moments. Some time passes and then he will carry on regardless. Some of you have seen this behavior before a little bit, but it stands out to Regulus as this is going on over time.
Are we keeping you from something?
I'm sorry. Sorry, you are asking for more tea, or and he seems like slightly confused in the moment, as if he was incredibly distracted.
Where do you keep going?
I'm sorry, and he looks at you slightly confused for a moment.
Well, for one thing, I obviously I am noticing you keep looking at me up and down, and then the next moment you will be away with the fairies.
Away with. And he does it again in that same moment, and then
religiously he's literally like clicking his fingers in his face.
Nothing happens for as you click in front of him for a moment, and then he returns and sort of, I'm sorry, can I offer you more tea?
Can I insight this, because this has drawn my attention?
Absolutely, you can.
Read something off of him.
I'm just a rogue.
Can I insight it too, since I'm paying particular attention to Usk?
Okay, no problem.
19.
An extremely distracted person would be the least you can do.
I did it! I did it! Guidance myself! Damn it!
You're both picking up that he is incredibly passive when he blanks, and then there's like not even eye movement. You're noticing that much as that happens, and then he's back in the room and he's cognizant again. It's like he's not even in there when he blanks for those moments, and he seems to not recognize it in himself. You're starting to pick that up. He doesn't know it's happening. He's not picking up when Regulus is saying, you're away with the fairies and things like that. It's not registering as that goes on. But he's you're not sure he's even aware of it. But yeah, he sort of comes and goes in odd ways as this goes on.
I just sort of like shrug at everyone, like, and point at him. Like, I don't know what's going on here.
I'm gonna come forward and go, Usk, has anyone ever told you before you have the habit to disassociate slightly? You don't always seem to be... I know you're in the room with us, but you don't always seem to be in the room with us. Are you okay?
I do feel like I have been suffering with a bit of a headache of late, and I'm sorry. Did you want some more tea? And it's like almost as he was trying to think of it, it's gone again. As that in those moments as he was trying to work through it.
Oh my gosh, this guy is obviously having some sort of mental breakdown. Should we just leave him to it?
Drink would be nice, thank you, Usk. And I'm just going to like look at Espen as I say that because I'm like trying to be clear that I want him out of the room so I can talk about him.
I will come back with more tea. Thank you. And he wanders off.
I think he's resetting.
What?
It could possibly be this place. Maybe the longer they're here, the less of themselves remains.
Perhaps it's because we've come into this place which we've never been. They've all been stuck here all this time, just getting on with whatever the hell they were frozen in time here or something. We've come in, started doing more stuff, and it's thrown them for a loop.
There was the words that he did use when some of you first arrived. He did say that he felt like this place was timeless. He did say something along those lines. You did pick that up.
But that's not the case for everyone. Larenth said that she would try to get Valaxis into her studio a few years from now. It would seem that the librarian has memories of coming and goings. So maybe it's just the staff of the house.
Certainly, all three of the other people that you've met in the house have acted vastly more normal than Usk is in that respect. That's absolutely true.
But then again, we haven't seen any of the other staff outside of Usk. Maybe the groundskeeper is like him.
Should check that out. I kind of feel that Usk isn't really a person. Perhaps he's more of a memory of sorts, and he only knows a certain way of reacting. So the fact we've come in as like anomalies, and like she's looking slightly excited about this. If we've come in as anomalies and we've changed his pattern and routine, and it's causing him to kind of go on the fritz a bit. That's
so
always a possibility.
You're saying that this isn't Usk. It's some sort of echo?
It's a husk of Usk.
Ooh.
I know, I quite like that. I think that was good.
Thank you.
So is this like Jerry when he was in the Rick and Morty hologram thing in that episode where everything starts going like really wrong around Jerry because he's not supposed to be there, and we're the people that aren't supposed to be there.
Yes.
Amy. Yes, it is about that.
Yes.
Mona, the only thing different for you is where you've been sleeping and sort of against that wall, you've been hearing sort of semi-comforting sort of music, ethereal music that's been sort of lulling you a little bit as you've been resting.
Interesting. I'll deal with that when I wake up.
Mm-hmm. It's not been unpleasant. So yes, your hour sort of comes to an end. People start to start moving around and having finished their rest, etc. But what would anyone be up to? Anything else that they would be trying now?
Without Usk's help, would I know the way to the groundskeeper?
Yes, you know.
I know the grounds well enough for that.
You knew it a little bit before, but you've also been there originally, if that makes sense. You when you first arrived here, you guys went around the grounds, and you did go to the groundskeeper's cottage. You got pulled through a port.
Is that where that happened?
That is exactly where that happened. So you do know where it is. Ooh. However, the last time you were there, it was filled with undead, and you were pulled into a portal. However, this is a different version of the house, so who knows?
So, good news and bad news. Good news is that I know where we can speak with the groundskeeper, or at least I know where the cottage is. The bad news is that the last time we were there, we were surrounded by undead. I do not know if they are still there, if they came through the portal somewhere else on the ground. I know that I arrived in this room with Usk. So, we can go see, and then if they're still there, we can make a judgment call what to do.
Meanwhile, as Espen is saying all of that, you go off, Regulus, and have a look at what appears to be like a cloakroom of some description as this is going on. Racks and racks of storing coats, hats, and other outwear. You can make a perception check if you wish of the room.
Can I investigate the room instead?
You can investigate
Like
the room, yeah.
Absolutely,
yeah. You can have a proper route through, yeah.
I'm better at that. Oh, said 16.
Okay, fair enough. In one corner of the room, just sticking out under under the chest on one side, there is a piece of torn paper.
Ooh. What does it read anything, or the picture or anything?
There does look like there is text as that is going on.
So whilst I'm just in here, can I pick up a coat and some trousers?
Absolutely.
Backpack.
You certainly can. There's plenty of them in there. But yeah, there was a ripped page with with this writing basically on it that you find, Regulus, as this is going on. The vessel, it isn't ready, at least not yet. The search has been slow, and tuning the tethers has required much effort, more than I imagined. Some of my undertakings have produced results too grotesque. I dare not let them see the light of day. Grim failures, and an important warning of what might happen if my calculations are not precise. I don't remember the last time I ate. Perhaps I should emerge for some rest, clear my mind before I return so that I can return my focus. I've been so engrossed in my efforts that when I last left the sanctum, dear Usk told me that days had passed. I barely noticed. Through all, he has been a truly faithful confidant and ally. I will gravely miss him when the time comes to execute my plan. I must arrange some method to shield him from... And then the page is ripped at that point.
Oh. Everyone?
Yeah.
I think Cordelia is probably the person I'd give this to. Someone, I can't tell who, has been doing research. And it could be, I mean, we were surmising, but it could be something to do with what we were talking about. They were trying to shield Usk from whatever they've done to this different plane, I guess. Maybe that's why he's acting the way he is.
She takes a moment and reads over the torn piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wanders out the room towards the main entrance.
Absolutely, no problem. Back into the main hallway, that's not a problem. You can definitely do a bit of that.
Are we going somewhere?
Yeah. Just like runs after Cordelia. It's like,
Espen's gonna go wake up Mona.
I'm awake. What? Oh.
She will start cross-referencing handwriting with the guest book.
that was a really good. I thought as soon as you were like, "I'm leaving," I was like, "Yes, good plan."
Need any help action?
No worries.
I would love a help action.
You can definitely do a bit of that.
I can give you guidance.
Guidance and help action.
Guidance
you
and
got
help
this,
action.
Cordelia.
Oh,
2 1s.
yeah, probably. What would you like me to roll?
You can make an investigation check. See if if these things match up. That would make sense.
Investigation 23 plus a d4.
Okay.
26.
Matching the references within the book, you are 100% sure that the 2 names that are in there and the handwriting, barring your own and the others, obviously, that you've added later, you are certain that neither of those 2 are the writing that you are reading, if that makes sense. So you have definitely eliminated that it can't be Vostalus, and you have taken out of the equation Larenth with those 2 going on. However, in the other room, as that's going on, Espen, as you move over to Mona, you hear ethereal music, very low, very faint, coming as you get closer to that wall and closer to her. You can hear a gentle sound coming through the wall.
Espen, was Astra playing some night? Wait, it's still happening. I've been hearing this.
Playing, and I hadn't been able to hear this music over hers, but you're right. It's coming through this wall. They'll wander over to this door.
Yeah, as you do sort of press yourself against the door a little bit, yeah, 100% the sound is coming from the room beyond. Ethereal in nature.
I give a glance to Mona and kind of raise a questioning eyebrow.
Mona will nod as if she knows what you're doing. And then like really loud. Just don't.
Yeah, you knock on the door. Nothing happens in the moment as you're doing it.
Does the music continue?
And the music just continues as far as you can tell.
She will just open the door and assume no one's in there.
Okay. Well, try and open the door, and you find a locked door in front of you. But you can hear it just lulling and playing on the other side quite calmly.
We'll get Reg to open up the door. He seems to be good at unlocking things.
We could just leave it alone. We
But
don't have to go wandering through locked doors in a house where we're trying to ingratiate ourselves to the master.
But if it's like a nice music box, I could take this. It was lovely to fall asleep to.
I don't think we should be taking things. I think they would know for a fact that it was us.
Meanwhile, yes, as the others are on the outside, you see you can see the others sort of. Mona has been woken and is moving. But yeah, you've definitely dissected the book and come to your conclusions that not one of the guests has been involved with this handwriting as far as you can tell.
Good idea. Astra's gonna give you a good comforting pat on the back. Cross-referencing. Good plan.
Should we just get everybody to write something for us as we get an autograph book? And then we can cross-reference it to everyone we meet? It's not like Disney.
I've got this glass slipper I want everyone to try on. I see. But yeah, you guys, as you guys are sort of looking around, the Onyx Knights that are on either side of the room are sort of staring on blankly. But yeah, Mona and Espen are pulling up the rear as this makes as this
That
is
didn't
going
sound
on.
ominous, James. Why would you phrase something like that?
Because they're there.
He's setting the scene.
I'm setting the scene so you know
I
who's
don't
watching
believe
you.
that. Something horrible's going to happen.
Well, just to say on that current point, Regulus, could you roll me a d20 for me? Thank you. As just a straight d20, if that's okay. On that one.
A 3.
Okay,
I
no
forgot this was
problem.
a thing.
Wrong 3.
I forgot that was the thing that you did.
Not a problem. Okay. So yeah, as Espen sort of wanders into the room, Mona taking up the rear as this is going on with Bob, who's fluttering around as before. What would you guys like to do?
So, what has anyone given us any instruction of what we're to do in this place, or are we supposed to just do our own
Yeah, we're
thing?
meant to do some chores.
We need to find a
Apparently
gardener, I think.
Yeah, the ones you had a few choices, but the easiest ones you sort of determined in your minds were the artist's sort of thing, which was trying to get the model of that. The son wanted to go on a hunt, you know that much. He wanted to do that, but he sort of ran off after the Medusa stoning incident. And the other one you know is that there was something about the groundskeeper and needing to figure out some bits with a scythe that has gone missing that he might need some help with, if you were interested. The other options were go visit the mother directly, and see if she needed any help with anything, or forcing us, well, not forcing us, but insisting to ask that he takes you straight to Kryn and do it that way. But he has warned against both of those options, as he thinks if you have not ingratiated yourselves, those meetings will go poorly, is what he's led you to believe. But they are choices.
Is Usk nearby?
He has said you can call for him whenever you want. He went off to get some more bits and bobs a little while ago, but you're sure he would be callable if need be.
Cordelia will call for Usk.
No problem. And he will come wandering down the main sort of hallway area back, and he says, you have had time to refresh. Some of you look better for it.
Yes, thank you, Usk. It's been delightful.
You are
welcome. Must give me the recipe of that tea. It's gorgeous.
Oh.
And she will fold the piece of torn paper just so it shows the paragraph. I don't remember the last time I ate. And she will just ask if he recognizes the handwriting.
And he looks...
She won't hand over the piece of paper, though. She'll just show him that single paragraph.
He says, "Oh, my, that does look like... that could be... that looks like either the master's or the previous master's handwriting, from what I can see. Where did you find it or have seen this?" He's looked intrigued, like he would like to take it if you would allow him, if that makes sense. He will not. He's not impolite enough to do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she will not. She'll just take it away and put it in a pocket. It's beautiful handmanship. I just wanted to compliment it.
Yes, my master was always complimented on his penmanship. His son has the same skill.
Well, so I guess we should endeavour to meet him.
Well, that can certainly be done. Like I said, if you were to ingratiate yourselves with others, you would probably do better with meeting the master, but it is up to you, of course. So he's insinuating to you, Cordelia, that and from what you've heard of the family, that it's either Darius's handwriting, which is the original owner of this place, or Kryn. Is what he's sort of suggesting with his words here.
Darius is no longer around, correct?
Correct. No, he has been calling Kryn the master of the house, if that makes sense. So, yes. But he is, he suggested that it would be one of those two people's handwriting.
I think we should go to the grounds first.
Yes.
We were going to take you up on your advice of helping the groundskeeper with their tasks to see if maybe we can't get ourselves more in the good graces of your master.
I think that would be a very wise course of action. Anything you can do to help in those matters may well improve your standing dramatically if things go well. I wish you very good luck in this. As he sort of a kind of almost in the as he's saying that, almost goes blank for a moment again, and then sort of comes back to it and says, "Yes, I hope it goes well."
Thank you.
Can Cordelia make an Arcana check?
Certainly. What are you trying to Arcana in general?
I mean, this might be a long stretch, but
sure.
Is he showing symptoms of someone who has repeatedly had like a memory wipe applied to them?
Ah, okay. Yeah, you can definitely make an Arcana check. Yeah.
Oh, of course, it's the 7. 16.
16. Okay, so it's not bad. I'm going to say, with your general understanding of what that would look like, you don't think it's that. Your senses aren't. Your gut isn't going for that's what's going on with him, if that makes sense. You're not leaning in that direction with it.
Okay. She will turn and follow the rest of the group.
No problem. So yeah, you guys will make your way outside of the house, and I believe making your way round to the rear of a very finely decorated outside. The entryway is in very fine condition compared to when you last saw it. When you first arrived, there's no crumbling stone everywhere. The exterior of the house, Regulus, is immaculate here. It's absolutely perfect as you're looking at the stonework, etc.
See, I told you.
Yeah, there are numerous windows set into the facade of the house that is obscured with dark curtains that give off a sort of a red glow from the lighting within. So you can't see what's going on in them, but you can see that they're there. The planters that were filled with dead plants and overgrown weeds in the other place are abrim with unnatural blooms resting on charcoal black stems, sporting huge curved thorns that look like raptor talons. And for Astra, this is very reminiscent of when you first arrived at the house, when you saw that unnatural vines and you got your hand cut by from them. It's the same. It's the same kind of plants around, but these are tidied and kept and controlled rather than where you saw them at the ruined house. They were everywhere and evasive would be the best way of putting it. So you're definitely noticing very similar things going on with some of that going on here on that one. However, as you look further off into the distance, the unnervingness of the shadows beyond the gardens is very, very, very prominent. There is like a veil of darkness that surrounds this front of the house if you were to pass the gates, if that makes sense. It's very unnatural looking from what I can see. Like the house is in some sort of a bubble or something like that. The only light you can really see, the rest is shadow and shapes, I guess, but dark shapes in the space beyond.
Espen is looking longingly towards the direction where Ferncombe would be, so he would absolutely clock that. Yeah,
absolutely. It's definitely unnerving. Would definitely be a very good way of putting it as that one is on. But the light that escapes the house and the surrounding area disappears off very quickly into something very, very, very dark.
I'll just turn back to Astra and just kind of shake my head. This is an unnatural place.
Uncomfortable. I definitely agree. The sooner we can get out of here, the better. Let's go help the gardener and then get out.
Okay. And as you guys are starting to wander around the sides of the house and make your way to the rear grounds, the grounds of the Shadow Estate spread out under the looming silhouette of the Shadewood Manor. Crimson light dully flickers in each of the many windows that make up the edifice, each straining hopelessly against the eternal darkness of the plain. The courtyard consists of tiered verandas which give way to broad paving stones as you make your way down the main paths, and they stretch out in front of you all, and the fountain in front is a hooded male figure that looms over a massive basin. This seems to teem with clear crystal water spilling from countless sources around the base, while smaller bowls at the foot of the larger ones catch the runoff. There is lots of bubbling. Where this was a broken mess in the original plane, here is a sight to behold, but still a looming, disturbing sort of sight in this strange garden that you're seeing that's happening ahead of you. And you can see that there is glowing flower beds not far in front of you all as you come round. A very different sight from when you last were last here.
Why can't I just inherit this place?
This is far nicer.
It is delightful. I must compliment them on their decor.
Absolutely, as the darkness looms overhead like a bubble around this whole house as this is going on. You, Espen, and the rest of you know that going off this way led off to the groundskeeper's house previously when you were looking around. However, you do see that the greenhouse is intact here. You can see that off to the other side of you, or off to the east. You do also know that there were routes off the side of the greenhouse that led to other spaces as well. But previously, the way through to the cottage was sort of a broken mess that you barely found your way through the hedgerows. Here, it's all very nice and tidily done as this is all going on. And the beautiful flower beds that you're seeing are very, very nice as this is going on. Sort of slightly overgrown beds. Need a bit of trimming, but there are strange blooms that seem to be thriving here in this lightless sky. There are sort of bundles of pale pink and bone white hydrangeas growing alongside ruddy shrubs and lavender flowers that seem to be growing with sort of grey heads, if that makes sense. Leathery, broad-leafed plants in brown fill the space between them with purple ferns that stretch out over all of it. Yeah. Very, very nicely done, if a little unkempt at this point. Not in perfect condition.
Actually, in front of us, the one that was beheaded.
Yes, in this case, it is not the same here. It is a hooded angel type figure, as you're seeing in this time. No disfigurements or anything like you were seeing previously. So intact is the best way of putting it, as everything else has been in this place. Yeah, in this version of the house.
Can I make a religion check now that I'm looking at the intact statue to see if I would know if it's of anything specific?
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely make a religion check.
Guidance.
Okay, 10 plus a 2, so 12 overall. It's not giving off any iconography that you recognize from any of your religious training. The fact that it doesn't kind of gives you the clue that it might not be religious in nature at all. From the way it's looking, barring there being angel wings, but you're not sure if they're just a depiction rather than anything celestial or anything like that, more ornate maybe than actually anything more.
Okay.
Does it look particularly lifelike?
It looks well crafted, if that makes sense. I don't think you would say features wise it looked lifelike. I think it would be not as accurate as that, if that makes sense. You think this is more what you would expect rather than some of the lifelike stuff that you've seen from a Medusa in the past.
Can I do a history check on it just to see if?
Yeah, absolutely. You can make a history check as well. Yeah.
For the love of God.
It looks like a statue, but yeah, barring that, nothing comes to mind. So yeah, as Espen, you sort of wander out. You see the glowing blooms off to each side of you, and the little light that's coming from things that have been sort of hung across the tops of the gardens. You're seeing things that look like they've been trying to keep the plants alive with with artificial light, basically, not LED.
No evidence of like mass graves here, right?
None of that kind of thing. No, where you saw holes in the ground and piles for mass graves, not so much here. Making your way down, you can see a very similar cottage to what you saw previously. However, in perfect condition as this is going on.
It was overgrown before, wasn't it? So we couldn't see it.
Absolutely, yeah. This stone building is modest in size and is nestled in a strange grey foliage that surrounds it, looking like a part of a hedge maze of grey hedges that are around here. It seems to be immaculately clean and well maintained around the outside, with a tall chimney gently releasing a spire of wispy grey smoke going up at the moment. Curtains block view into the cottage at this moment, but there is smoke coming from the outside as this is going on.
I don't think we're gonna find those whites here, but I think Espen, out of habit, is gonna want to try to listen through the door to see if he hears anything untoward before like knocking or entering.
Absolutely, yeah. You can make a perception check of this as this is all going on, and Mona is there as well. So between the two of you, I'm sure you can do it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, nope, wrong one. Oh, just as bad.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so yeah, Espen, you can hear there is someone moving around on the inside of the space. You're not sure how many people are right now, but you're definitely picking up that someone is moving around on the inside. Every so often you hear them sort of either muttering to themselves or sort of whistling a light tune as they're moving around on the other side of the door. They're not right by the door, but you're hearing enough with a 19 through the door on what's going on.
Okay. I think Espen will just knock. I don't think he gets the sense of like the undead rhythmic shuffle that we would be hearing, from zombies or anything like that. So
they got us last time.
Okay, fair enough. As you're waiting there, and suddenly the door will open in front of you, Espen, incredibly quickly. Standing on the other side of the door is an odd-looking creature. Looks like it has horns again. Another being with horns, but this time a beard and fur. Very, very different from others that you've seen before in this case. But yeah, with cloven hooves at the for feet, etc. So a very different-looking being. He is brandishing a knife as you as he opens the door, and he's like. Who goes there?
Is he brandishing the knife as in he's brandishing at me, or he just has a knife in his hand?
He has a knife in his hand, and when you look a little bit closer, maybe not a knife, a trowel in the moment as you're sort of taking it in a little bit more after the initial jolt of it going on. Hello?
Espen has his hands up placatingly. And just say, hello, we're looking for Timnus. Usk sent us to help with a task.
I am Timnus. You arrived here recently then. I do not know any of you, but you have come... Well, you are welcome to come in, please. And on the inside, as you look, as you look, this is a very, very nice, sort of cozy-looking cottage on the inside of here. It seems like, a very cozy space. It's got rich yellows and greens around. It seems much warmer and more pleasing to your eye, Espen, as you're sort of looking around. This kind of feels homely, but at the same time, very different from every other space that you've seen here so far as you're walking in. And he sort of he starts taking you in as this is all going on. And please invite your friends in, everyone, by all means. Please come. As he sort of looks out and spots the rest of you as this is all going on. Sort of come. You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
Come,
Your home is lovely.
Well, thank you. You're more than welcome in my little humble abode here. You have come to the house recently. I'm assuming you're visitors from somewhere else. I'm assuming from one of the other places, the other planes that are linked to here.
We just learned of that situation. We are not here on purpose, but we do find ourselves here nonetheless. So, yes, you are right. Only a couple of hours has passed since we've come through the portals. Less so for our friend here, and I gesture to Regulus. He only just arrived here a short while ago.
Oh my! And sort of Regulus. Are you walking in at this point? Well, it's definitely, you are most welcome here. It is nice to see others here. It's nice to see other faces. It's been a while since we've had anyone but the winged person and the artist. He sort of says a little bit in disdain. Comes through here.
And how long have you been here?
I have worked for the family for a long time. A good 30 years.
Family. Okay.
Was he here when I was here or no?
You've never met this person, Espen. No,
Okay,
so
no.
you're not sure. He could have been, but you don't know. The look of him and the creature he is, it seems a little out of whack for you on that respect. You don't remember hearing of that kind of a creature being here, but it doesn't mean there couldn't have been a groundskeeper that looked in something like this on that front. But
Can I work out what kind of creature he is?
Oh, absolutely. You can definitely make an Arcana or a Nature check. I think on that one probably there.
Ooh, definitely an Arcana.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trained either, so Espen is just being polite. We
18?
appreciate your hospitality. I am Espen, the healer from Ferncombe. That's Astra. Mona, our friend Milton is not currently with us, but this is Cordelia and Regulus Corvinaris.
And he sort of looks at that and says, really? Another one of the family? Maybe there is something in the nose, as he's looking at at Regulus as that's going on. Astra, you're picking up. Yeah, you understand what this creature is. This is a fey creature. This is a satyr, that kind of being. Another thing that's not. Not of
His
this
name
realm.
is Timnus, right? What's his name? So a satyr called Timnus.
Timnus, yes.
Not
instead of
Timnus.
Timnus.
Timnus with a.
Nobody said Timnus.
I'm not calling anyone out from Foundry, but I am.
You're calling him out for something that's
Let's see
true.
what
It's just called a nod.
It's called a nice nod. While we're nodding at Foundry, I just want to go ahead and zoom in on the fact that the chairs have tiny creases in them, and all of the floorboards are all
Wood
different
texture.
again. The
Yes.
attention to detail is ridiculous.
It is
Absolutely
definitely quite
stunning.
up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can see the carpet, to make it look like wool. You can see the wool lines. So cool.
Bear with me, I'm just bringing Bob over as he's been flying a bit behind you all as this is all going on. He seems like Timnus looks like a sort of a broad-chested satyr that seems to have had quite a lot of years under him. Let me give you his picture in the chat as well. That will help.
With old man Espen.
Oh, I love him.
Nice.
Yeah,
He looks so sad.
Yeah, his dark eyes hold a weary sadness and his face is creased with wrinkles. His grey hair and beard still holds threads of black, hinting at the colour of his youth. He wears a heavy ash grey fur cloak over a leather binding and brown long-sleeved shirt. A padded kilt hangs from his waist, crisscrossed with leather belts and affixed pouches as this is all going on. But he says, yes, I've been the groundskeeper here for many, many years, but, as visitors, what can I do for you? Do you wish me to show you around my grounds, or, what can I do for you here in this moment?
We were told you needed help with something. We're trying to gain favour of the lady of the house so that we can maybe find a way to get home or to figure out really what's been happening here. But
Vivesna, yes. Vivesna Corvinaris. She's cruel, heartless, wearing a veneer of pleasantry most of the time. A face uglier than any monster that you will ever see. I do not
Espen's
enjoy
nodding
crossing paths with that.
appreciatively. This guy knows. This guy knows. Espen says, we have not crossed her path. We were in our home when Usk thought we were in danger and pulled us here for safety. And now we tried to gain favor merely so that we may return home. And we were told you are missing an instrument of your trade. Do you aid in getting it back or finding it?
Absolutely,
Perhaps
I am missing certain items that would definitely be of help on that one.
We were also told that perhaps you could provide some lodgings for the night. We have some among us that require rest.
I personally I don't have a lot of room here, but I'm more than willing to put you up if you wish. I'm sure it wouldn't be the most comfortable night's sleep, but it would be. Personally, I think it's better sleeping in here than having to deal with the house and all that's going on there. I prefer hiding in here. You would be most welcome for an evening.
I
Thank
like
you.
you, Timnus. I feel like you and I are going to get along quite well.
Well, you are more than welcome here, and you seem like one of the most pleasant people I've seen in quite a while. And but then I have been dealing with people that have been stuck in this dark place. Unfortunately, I think being stuck here doesn't do well for people. I think eventually it affects us all. I think it has just affected me maybe less. Maybe less for me, I feel.
We actually had noticed that Usk was behaving strangely. We had been speaking of what could cause that. We thought it might be this place, but we haven't a clue why.
Yeah, he's a good sort. He's well respected, if overlooked. He always seems harried, even by the simple act of existing. I hope one day he finds peace, though I fear such thing may be impossible in this place.
Find he's disassociative around you?
He is, I believe, in pain, and I also believe that he is struggling more than most people that are in this place. Like it has torn him more than others, that it is affecting him far, far more than others. I can't quite put my finger on it totally, but he has no peace at any point in his day. He is always distracted of sorts.
Astra looks genuinely sad from what he has said.
Espen.
She's genuinely upset.
Oh.
Yeah,
Says that he is deserving of much more. I've only known him a short while, but he seems a good sort.
he is a good man. He is one of the best people here, I would definitely say. I cannot say I have much opinion of the family in general, but he is one of the better people I know.
Do you know why the estate seems so much more different where I'm from? How or why the family and staff were pulled to this place from there?
I wish I did know. I can feel it in my bones that this is all wrong. Obviously, visually, I know that we are in some sort of plane of shadow of some description. But I don't know why I feel like this whole place is not what it should be. Like it's missing vitality via something of my... Maybe it is of my upbringing in the past, but it feels odd in more ways than I can really place. You get used to it, but it is not easy, and I try not to think of it too much as time passes, and I try to busy myself with the gardens to try and put it off, but I see the people here fade more with time, if that makes sense. I would say the same of you all. It's kind of, do not linger here too long. Do not become part of the furniture as some of us have become. Do not end up trapped as we have become. Find your way free while you still have what you are, as I fear for us and those that are here that we are less than what we were when we arrived. And I fear, like I said, that Usk may be in some ways further along or different in that respect. I don't know for certain. But I would not wish that upon anyone, and not upon good people like yourselves as well.
Well, it seems that Fosterlass can come and go. Do you know how he does it? Do you know how we might be able to... And perhaps you and us could come with us if we find out how.
Fosterlass, I try not to stay anywhere near him too much, but he wears his ambition and schemes openly. He's not coy about any of it. Anyone who doesn't see that they will be doomed as pawns if they were to follow his smiling face and warm nature, I would say they were a fool to do so. Like I am Fey in nature, I understand the idea that Fey can be dangerous like that, and he is the same with his scheming words and promises. I would suggest it would be things to be avoided, and try and avoid proximity to him too much. The more he talks, the more it seems like his words can sway people even when it shouldn't. But
I'm curious. I seem to get the feeling that you all are missing something.
We were certainly missing being part of the normal world. I certainly feel detached here in this dark plane of whatever this is. But is there anything more specific that Cordelia is trying to suggest?
No, she's slowly putting two and two together.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, yes, I'm more than happy to offer you a little bit of food, and by all means, you can sleep in my little house for the evening. We would have to make up cushions and things, but you are more than welcome in this space. I have no problem with that. You seem like reasonable people, and I would rather have you here as guests than leave you to have to deal with the house as guests overnight.
And as much as Espen wants to trust this guy, he's going to try to incite him.
Oh, okay.
As Espen is running a finger along his holy symbol, which is his way of giving himself guidance. So,
see how he's going to do on that one. Okay. Okay, all right. Being slightly a strange creature, Espen, he's just hard to read on that front. You're not picking up anything wrong, but he isn't easy to read just because of his nature of what he is. But he appears to be being fairly straightforward with you.
That's fair. And Espen really wants to believe him because this place feels the most like Ferncombe since he left it, probably. So I think Espen's going to be fine with accepting his offer.
Fair enough, no problem. Okay, so he will offer you up the space for the evening, and will slowly but surely be bringing bits and bobs for bedding, etc. On that one as you need for the evening, and on that one, unless there's anything anyone wants to get up to in this place, or look through, or find out about the cottage before trying to get a long rest in the cottage. Is up to you.
I think just as you normally would, I guess. Just wander around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
And he's not said anything is out of bounds as that's going on. You can definitely take a look round and see what you think. Eventually, you would look round a little bit, and you would find that there was a very small bedroom off to one side. That seems to be nicely made up, a little fireplace and some nice flames. There's a little cloakroom around that you would be able to have a wander around in as well. But yeah, it's really quite pleasant. Would be the best way of putting it as you're sort of looking around as that's all going on. If anyone is Regulus, as you're sort of doing a look round and you're doing a bit of you can make a perception check in the bedroom as you went past there at that one.
Yeah, I would have gone in.
Yeah, he's not holding back on any of that sort of thing as that's all going on.
Maybe I didn't go in.
Yeah, well, yeah, you gave it a cursory glance, and it seems pleasant, but nothing too dramatic on that front. The only other one I'm going to say is Astra or Cordelia. If either of you feel like you would be trying to deal with Arcana in any way, and kind of just the way the room is in general, I'm more than happy for letting you have a roll if you wish.
Yeah, I'll give that a go.
Okay.
Sure. Cordelia would also like to ask a question.
Absolutely, you certainly can on that one. Astra doesn't pick this up, but Cordelia, you do. You figure out that the color of the room is incongruent with the nature of the foodstuffs and the general area that you've seen around outside of this house. You think that Timnus himself may be weaving some sort of conjuration or transmutation magic into the surroundings to mitigate the effects of the shadow plane in his home. So he is, you're not sure how he's doing it, but you think that there is magic. He's weaving magic to make this more Fey-like would be the best way of putting it. You're not quite sure all of that, anything more than that, but you're kind of getting that impression that he must be giving off some sort of magic to bewitch the walls and the area around to make his home more pleasant. And then you can ask your question.
I'm also curious. You say you're from the Fae. Have you been back since?
No,
have you seen the other
not.
Side?
No, I have not. Not since I came here. I have been as trapped as everybody else here. As his sort of head sort of droops a little bit on that one. So I tend the grounds as it is the closest I can get to nature in this place as this is going on. But it's not easy.
Do you remember anything of the night that this happened?
I don't have much memory of that time. No, I was near my own home. The lands began to shake, and then I felt pain unlike anything I can ever imagine, and I thought I was dead. And then I awoke in the grounds here. My home no longer around. It is a strange place.
Usk tells a similar story of how he found pain unimaginable, brief disorientation, and then suddenly here he found himself.
Yeah, he seems to have been with the house all the time. I do not know of the house before it appeared that day, but it has been my home for a long time now.
You speak of coming from the Fae. Fossilas mentioned as well, if a version of the grounds exists where I'm from and they exist here in this shadow plane, do you think that it also reaches into the Fae?
I was pulled from there. There was no version of the house. This house, as I recall, this is a very strange place, but yes, I could imagine that there are elements more than just me. There have been other things that have been seen. I've seen some plants from my home here intermixed with things, but very weakly. It is not impossible what you say, but I have not seen such a house.
I think Espen is just making pleasantries with Timnus. He appreciates presence, he appreciates surroundings, the very refreshing, difference.
100%. It's a very, very different feel as you're actually here on that one. But he will pleasantly look after you for an evening and take his leave late into the night as this goes on and let you guys rest unless you guys get up to anything as that's going on. But it's not the most comfortable night's sleep, but you can lounge in chairs, or he brings out some beddings and bits around, but it's not unpleasant by the same token as that goes on. But yeah, he if you guys do take your long rest, that's fair enough, and you would be waking up to the smell of breakfast starting to be cooked, as Timnus would be off in the kitchen side of things, slowly but surely starting to cook some breakfast as some of you start to come round in the morning.
None of us need to keep watch.
Espen would obviously offer to help with the breakfast.
Absolutely, and you recognise some of the fruits and the some of the vegetables that he's cooking up as this is all going on. Espen, it's a little bit on the more vegetable based than you would than maybe the some of the things you would have sometimes, but it certainly seems very pleasant and seems very there's reminders of home here in home and hearth, if that makes sense, as this is on that one. But
Espen sees it and kind of jokingly turns up his nose a little bit, just says, I see you enjoy the rabbit food. Varia, my acolyte, also tended more towards the vegetables than the meat, but I do know that it's good fare, and we will appreciate it.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It is nice to share a meal with people for a while. It has been a long time since there's been anyone at my table for breakfast. So yes, you're more welcome. As others start to wake up around you all, and you can see Espen and Timnus have been kindly making breakfast as this is going on. But yeah, you can all make that as that's going on and start making breakfast. And so Timnus will start asking as he's sort of mopping up parts of his breakfast. Is like, what are your plans here now? What are you thinking? Are you going to attempt to speak with the family, or would you be interested in possibly trying to help with some of my problems or in the grounds here? There are issues that that could be helpful to the house if we could solve them. I am unfortunately incapable of dealing with the things that are within these dark grounds.
Well, it sounds like we have to help if we want to speak to the family, right? So
It would probably go a long way if I am able to tend the grounds without fear of things being problematic or being attacked. It would definitely help out. I'm sure they would be appreciative of that, at least, if they could see that the grounds were improving. However, I do not say this lightly. It is there are dark things in this forest, and they are exceptionally scary for my kind, at least. I don't know how you will feel of them, but there are things that I can only describe as horrible, dark versions of scarecrows in this space. I tend to fend them off with my scythe, but at the moment I have lost that. At the moment I am struggling without my scythe.
Oscar had mentioned that you were missing it. Is there some way we can help you retrieve it?
There is a grove here which is reflected in shadow. I was never much for that sort of magic at all, but it stands the same and is probably a realm kind of like where I came from. There is fey magic in there, but it is twisted. I don't know where it got its name from, but there is a fey tree in there, a tree of dreams, but it is twisted in ways that are not natural for that type of thing. I now call it the Tree of Woe. It is probably closer to the lands I am from, but I am scared to go too near it. But I think that something has taken my scythe and has headed, or is under the control of the tree and has taken it. The last time I saw the tree, the branches were thick, hanging with black crows or maybe corpses, I don't know, but I ran from there. I could not go any deeper for sure. It was too scary a thing to contemplate going any closer to. However, I did feel kinship, but I felt fear more. Maybe you people would be willing to delve deeper in that place and see if maybe you can find my scythe and what is truly going on in that space. Maybe with my scythe returned, I can control the gardens better and be better at my work again, as I once was, and I will not be drawing the scorn of the family as much as I am now. And with that, maybe they will also would curry favor with them.
Of course, anything we can do to help.
It's mutually beneficial, right? So I don't see any problem in it at all.
Oh no, thank you. I agree. You have to make your way through the sort of the maze by through the garden, and it will eventually one of the routes through will lead you to the tree at the far end. It takes a bit of time to work through, but the maze is not too bad once you get used to it, and it is well lit. It is not bad from that point of view. Just be careful when you get near the tree. Do not. If it is fey, but twisted fey, it could be as dangerous as Vossilas in a different way. We all make bargains, but in fey are very different in the way we do it. And if it's a twisted fey thing, it could be maybe dangerous in other ways than the devil that you met before.
Could you write down the route for the maze so we don't get lost?
Any aid would help. Also, one of ours is still in the house. At least I would assume, unless he was provided lodging for the evening elsewhere. We left him in the company of the librarian, actually.
He tenses at that and he says, "Oh my, that could be extremely dangerous for your friend. That is, I'm sorry, I did not realize that there was another one of you. I would have warned you against it. That could be extremely dangerous."
He is of a like mind to Vossilas. I don't listen to any counsel that we would give him against such actions. We can only hope that when he rejoins us, that been swayed too much towards anything.
This is. I will not lie. It is concerning. I do not trust that creature in any way, shape, or form. If your friend were to come out here, I will definitely point him in the right direction for where you go. I will obviously not go anywhere near Vostalas myself, and I would honestly suggest that none of you do either. The more time you spend, or any time you spend around him, is dangerous folly. I only warn.
I look over my shoulder at Bob.
Yeah, who's writing away in the corner. Pleasantly as this is all going on. Little guy in his little suit.
Perhaps you would like to go get your employer, have him join us. It seems we are venturing further into the ground. He may want to see it for himself as well.
Well, I was kind of ordered to just stay with you guys. I'm no offense to you, but you're not my boss, if that makes sense. Last order I had was that I should stay with you. He's capable of looking out for himself.
In your best interest that your boss knows where his client is and points towards Regulus. So,
yeah, he does.
But he won't know that we're in the garden because he's not.
Oh, he does.
With us.
Bob's like, yeah, he does.
Yeah. and
she does like fingers touching to like indicate connected, like mentally.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can talk to him and stuff, and yeah, I know where he is, and he knows where I am, and we chat and stuff. He seems to be doing all right. They've been getting on real good, as far as I can tell.
Lovely.
They're just talking about how they're going to enslave all humans, and
he doesn't fill you in on that one.
Well, that's that problem solved. I guess we're going into a maze.
oh,
What I will say is that that Timnus will give you a rough route through. It's a rough sort of thing that he does write out. There are a couple of points of interest that he does sort of suggest that that are in there. There seems to be a strange sort of shrine off to one side in the maze that he says is not the way through. But it is sort of marked on the maze. And then there is a way through to the grove that he does sort of point out as this is going on. But all of it takes place past the greenhouse on the outside of the space as this is going on.
I would ask Timnus if there were any traps or pitfalls or anything that we should be aware of while we're in there.
He has said that there have been creatures at times inside of the maze. He would usually fend them off with his scythe, but obviously now he cannot. He says that there are some very strange creatures. He doesn't know what they are, but they are humanoid in shape and size. But it is random as to where they are, if that makes sense. He doesn't know of pattern he's ever been able to work out in that. But there are dangers, but he doesn't think them overly concerning compared to his worries about whatever is in the grove. So you guys making your way out into the outside?
yeah.
Before, sorry, can I retroactively do something before we went?
Yeah, you've certainly had enough time in the house.
I would go up to Regulus and say, Regulus, this is for your own good. It's going to hurt, but I'm going to brand you. But I will always know where you are.
Not going
yes,
to brand
I am
me.
going to.
Absolutely.
You've already escaped me once. You've already escaped me once. It's not going to hurt you that much. Just
no. I'm not getting branded. I feel like
she'll just
pinned down. No.
she'll just cut his arm.
Somebody help me!
And it does like 1 damage to you.
Okay, so a minor disturbing brandings is going on in this way.
Why is nobody stopping this?
I don't think any of us can stop her. Have you seen all of us?
You're so strong.
While this was going on, I think Espen, or before that, Espen would have asked Timnus if he could have a moment of privacy in his bedroom for a hot second, just because this is the only other room, or he would step outside. But,
Yeah, there's other rooms. You can certainly have a moment. There's no problem.
Okay, yes, because he would step inside here, shut the door behind him,
Mhm.
and then he would want to try to cast Sending to Varia to see if she would receive it.
Okay. Does sending pass through planes? I'm
I
assuming.
don't think so, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know where she's at. So.
No. Fair enough. There would be silence then. Yes.
Okay, so he would try, hoping to get something back. Oh wait, hang on. You can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence. But if the target is on a different plane, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive.
Okay. Fair enough.
Roll a d20, son.
Yeah. So what? 5% chances, like what a
One.
on a 1, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So almost.
Okay.
So Espen would just in the privacy he would say Varia, I'm at the estate, but a different version on a different plane. I'm here to help you. Stay safe. And hopefully she says something back.
No problem. You wait a few moments on that one, and you do hear her voice, and she said, "Espen, is that you? Where are you? Are you in one of the other rooms? Why can't I see? Are you in my head? I'm so tired. And yeah, she drifts off.
Can I tell if she was on the same plane as me or no?
No, you don't get.
Yeah,
you
that's not
don't
how
know
it works.
consent on that one.
All right, I'll just have
She
to.
seemed incredibly distracted and off.
Did she seem like Usk?
Ooh, she certainly seemed. Make an insight check.
Okay, and since I was casting Sending, I'm just gonna say that I'm concentrating on that and not guidance. So
Fair enough.
yeah. Ah, come on, Espen.
Get good.
If you didn't know any better, she seemed like she was intoxicated or drunk.
She knows better than that. She's not supposed to go to this sacrilegious wine. All right. Well, she didn't sound like she was in distress, so Espen's gonna take that as a good sign. Why she'd be drunk in this place doesn't make a lot of sense to him, because this does not seem like a place of merriment where one would imbibe.
Perfect.
Place where you want to be drunk and just ignore everything that's going on.
Yeah, you just want to be away from it
The
all.
two sides of drunkenness.
But yeah, so Espen will be happy that she is still alive and be ready to try to find her with more conviction than before even. So
No problem. So yeah, you guys start to slowly but surely make your way out of the house, and you on the map, the entrance to the maze was over by the greenhouse. So yeah, you can make your way over in that general direction and make your way through.
Yep.
I think Timnus on the way out, I do that Hercules handshake where I grip his wrist in my wrist like a real bro.
Gross.
Yeah. Good luck to you, sir. I hope this goes well. If I can have my scythe back, maybe I can tend to the plants and the trees better, and that tree as well. If I have my scythe, things would improve dramatically, and you would have made a difference. I thank you for trying.
We will do what we can, and Lathander will be with us the entire way. While we are out, if you could do me the kindness of keeping an eye out for my acolyte. Her name's Varia. She's a halfling woman of younger years, but I know she is somewhere on the grounds, but I don't think on this plane. But if she does find her way here, let her know that I was looking for her, please.
I would try and keep your friend safe if she came. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and as you guys, you can make your way out and into the grounds as you wish.
On the back of Regulus's hand is now this symbol of my brand.
He is officially branded.
He is now branded by me.
So pretty.
So
Yeah,
I
it's not
know
so pretty when it's all scar tissue and bleeding. Look.
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
It'll
Don't be
heal.
Such a babe.
I just got branded.
Yeah, but every time you whine about it, I'm just like, oh, get a grip. Shut up.
Take it from someone who at this point is all scar.
Yeah. I can leave you to fight other people if you want, Regulus. Or do you want just this tiny little scar on you?
Okay,
No,
so
that's no.
Oh no.
So yeah, making your way out to the grounds, you can make your way over to where the you see the site of the grand greenhouse on the other side of the space on past the fountain as this is all going on. It stands proud amongst the thick hedges on this side. Its glass sides and roof are nearly opaque in the dim light. Formed of an iron frame inset with cut glass panels, it would doubtlessly thrive in daylight, but in this place has no daylight to speak of. The doors in the south give way to the interior, and you can see there are beds beyond, but the little side road down the side of the house is where the drawing had pointed to the beginning of the maze.
Can I just point out how cool it is that as soon as you get like right up to the greenhouse, you can then see through it.
Yeah, you can.
And then as soon as you like step away, then you can't see through the glass, but then you get closer, you can. It's really cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah, me and Astra just chilling over here.
Yeah, we're just playing the greenhouse.
Sorry, I'm on my way. I was busy rearranging my spells.
Spells.
No problem. As you guys make your way round to the beginning of the maze here over on this side, as Mona is starting to lead the way as this is going on. So yeah, the drawing definitely points you into the maze as that is going on that you've seen from the drawing before. As an overall, it appears that you haven't got a direct line of the whole maze, if that makes sense, but you know that there is a shrine off to the sort of northeast, and then the actual grove that you're trying to make your way through to, or this tree that he talks about, this tree of woe, you're trying to get off to the northwest. So he's kind of giving you a rough higgledy-piggledy sort of maze route, but you're not sure. It's not going to match exactly as you're starting to go through, if that makes sense.
Before we go far in, can I look for tracks that don't seem human, I guess? Or
I would
like
to help with that, and also I would put a hand on your shoulder and just say, "May Lathander light the way for," and I will give you guidance. Oh my god, everybody is just so up in, oh no, the gods suck, I hate the gods. Yeah, remember that we need to be healed, dog. How do you think I heal you, buddy?
Good vibes.
On that
Just
one.
good vibes.
Wow.
There we go. 23.
23. The fact that you're picking up that there are footprints, etc., that you can pick out. The problem with the Mona is that they are so light in their movements that even with that roll, they were difficult for you to pick up. But there are prints. But whatever these things are that are doing them, it's incredibly delicate and almost stealthy in the way that they are able to move. It is surprisingly light of track, if that makes sense. But the fact that you are picking up that there are tracks in here is a feat at this point.
Yeah, I will relay that information back and carry on walking forward.
No problem. Your first sort of port of call will be around the corner here. If you make your way a little further down the maze, you come to an area where the map doesn't really show it, but there seem to be 3 routes coming off of the off of the space, if that makes sense, coming up as you're looking around. So yeah, it's really about what you wish to try and.
Mona's like looking at the map, really confused. Like, Ash, can you two see any other way? That I don't see 3 exits on this map.
Can
I
I
see one?
do an Arcana check, because we are looking to find like a magical grove to see if I can get magic vibes of which way to go.
You can make an Arcana check. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
For the love of all that is good in this world, this game hates me and it wants me to
You need
fail.
new dice. You need new dice.
You need to recolor those dice.
Yeah, I'll do that. Go to the customizing now.
Fair enough. You're not picking up anything too much as this is going on, Astra, barring you do get a cold chill that sort of runs down your spine just as you're sort of moving past the hedgerows in here. There's something unnatural that sort of catches you in the moment as you're looking around. But yeah, you do see that there are these 3 different sort of exits to the space as this is all sort of going on. Regulus, the one you would probably just sort of get by intuition would be this sort of one sort of leads back towards the cottage way. You would think by knowing the layout.
We could have entered from here. Is that why the map is wrong? If we entered from the wrong way?
Maybe.
I turn it slightly. She's gonna look and go, I'm not sure I'm the right person to be doing the leading on this. She'll just hand it over to Espen. Just hope that he's better at reading maps than her.
Can we have Bob fly up and do an aerial view and then turn the map the right way round?
Yeah, fair enough. Bob will certainly. I can go and take a look as he sort of he flies up and takes a look over one of the sides here, and then silence from where Bob was flapping moments before. That he flew over the hedgerows on this side.
Oh,
Bob.
Espen shoulders on his shield over his ruined armored arm, and then will clutch the amulet that he has.
Yes, I will also take out my glaive and walk to where he got hurt. Oh.
Pull out my foldable.
You go. You look. You go round the corner to round on that side at the moment. Nothing stands out. No, not right now.
Obviously, he's flown high where you're not supposed to go. That's what's happened, right?
He certainly flew up on across the hedgerows and then, was plucked out of the air about as far as you can tell.
Can I make a perception check to see if I can hear him? Like maybe he's being held like within like the hedges or something?
You can make a perception check. Yeah, definitely. 23. You're not picking that up, but you do hear rustling through the bushes on the other side of you, Espen, as this is all going on.
I point to make sure that Mona and Regulus and Astra, I don't know where Cordelia is right now, but I make sure they point. They say, "There's something there, in those hedges."
Can I stab at the hedges? Because I've got 10 foot of reach.
Yeah, so you can stab at the hedges.
Stab from over here. Nothing.
Nothing in the moment. No.
Oh God, this is splitting up into multiple areas as well.
Fair enough.
That's good. Did you lie?
My name is Espen.
Who's that? Yeah.
Mona. Something sort of dives out of the hedgerows at you and will attack. And then we're going to be rolling some initiative as something comes barreling out of the hedgerows, like sort of peering through them as it's all going on. And it's going to attack you, Mona, in the moment. So let's see how this is going to do.
Oh my God, it's a person.
This strange thing comes flying out. 22 to hit for 12 bludgeoning, and then we will be rolling some initiative.
She's such a goblin. Look at that pose. That's what I aspire to be when I'm older.
I was like, oh no!
I just want to live in a hedge and scare people when I'm
not wearing shoes either. Walk around barefoot. Look at them splayed toes.
Knees bound.
Okay, Regulus, you are the next to react as you see Mona take that attack as this thing is like and just sort of dived out of like a. You're not sure what you're looking at here, a vampire, a ghost, well, God knows what in the moment as this is going on. But you are the first to react.
Instinctively attack it with my knife.
That makes sense.
My grippy knife, not my throwy knife.
No problem.
That's a 9.
A 9. A 9 will miss, I'm afraid. Yeah, on that one, as it just startles you in the moment as this is going on. Let me just change this. Yes, go ahead.
I'll back up, take the attack of opportunity, and hide.
Okay, fair enough. As you back up, it will roll a 24 for 13 bludgeoning.
Warding flames.
Yeah, what does that do?
That means they have to reroll. Hang on a second.
Hang on.
You haven't had your turn.
You haven't had your turn. You don't have a reaction. You get your reaction on your turn.
You get your reaction on your turn. So you do not have one to spend yet.
It will come. It will come. You're almost there, but you're not quite there yet.
I'll just die. It's okay.
Oh no, you're not dead yet. Let's change to some combat music.
I'm far from it. It's
Yeah. You've got a bit to go for on that one. Let's see how this is going to go for a moment.
And then I'll hide. Where's
It's
my
the
hide?
edge one. I haven't actually found one.
I'm gonna be a head
Oh, she's there.
bound now.
Right. Okay. As that is going on,
17.
you're hiding up. And is there anything else on your turn?
No, that's it. That's my bonus action.
No problem. Regulus, unfortunately, the one in the other hedgerow
Oh no!
Knew it.
will come running over from this side.
Oh, but am I
I'm
hidden?
glad we have friends.
You are hidden in the moment here, aren't you? With a 17. So unfortunately, you would be hidden against the side, and Astra, this would end up on you instead as this is going on.
Do.
I know. As these sort of strange vines come out of nowhere, 19 to hit for 8 bludgeoning damage, Astra, as this is going on.
Surprisingly,
These things wrap around you as this thing is yelling. But that is all done, bringing us to Espen's turn. Seeing all of this going on around you as these horrible creatures have made their way out of and into the space as this is going on. I'm just going to see if I can show you the art here. 1 second. Let's see if I can bring them up. Oh, yeah, they're very nice. Very nice.
I love her.
Aspirations right there.
My aspiration goal.
Espen.
Goblin mode was just put into the Oxford Dictionary.
Yeah.
Espen is going to take 2 fingers and trace it down, and as he does that, a spire of white light is going to drill into the one next to myself and Mona, and that is my casting of Sacred Flame.
Okay. So on that one, so it's got to make a dexterity save. Let's see how it's going to do as a start point. And in this case, it rolls a 16, so it will save. So half damage or save or suck on Sacred Flame?
It's a save or suck because it's a cantrip.
No problem. Anything else on Espen's turn here?
No. He has his shield up. He's ready to go.
Okay, that is done. Mona, round to you. This thing is just lashed out at you in the moment, but now it is your time to shine.
She will, where she was just sliced, she will dig in a little deeper, and she will take 5 more damage to activate her Ice Crimson Rite, and it'll like freeze up the wound as well, so there's no more blood. And she will strike down. Oh no, 14?
14 will hit, no problem.
Oh, nice.
And it takes the slashing, but the other, that's only if you hit by...
Oh yeah, sorry. It's just the slashing, not the other, and then it's 5. It's 5 cold damage as well.
And 5 cold damage as well, okay.
And then a second attack. Ooh, 15 plus...
Oh, 15, damn.
Plus 4, 19 damage.
Another 4, yeah. So you're slicing and cutting this thing. It's gone from looking good to looking in pain very, very quickly as this is all sort of going on. As this is anything else? Anything else on your turn here? You're leaving deep wounds of ice on this thing as this is going on.
The thing picked the wrong fight.
Fair enough on that one. As this creature will now start to try to dart away from you and disappear into the hedgerows, but it will be taking opportunity attacks from Mona and from Espen in doing so.
Yes. No. Yes.
Oh, 9 slashing on top. It will take that.
That was a journey.
Plus, 10 damage.
I don't have Warcaster, and I'm not wielding my mace, so I would argue that I can maybe try to grapple it to keep it close, unless Mona doesn't want me to do that.
Slap works as well.
Yeah, I guess I could unarmed strike it, sure.
It's up to you. What would Espen be doing? Yeah.
You can grab it.
Yeah, Espen punches it in the head.
Okay. Unarmed strike
Head
it
punch.
is. Well, 13 does, and you definitely do 2 more damage to it.
Crack.
Okay, as this thing, You're not sure if it disappears into the hedgerows, but it certainly sort of like melds into them in the moment as it seems to be running off and into the hedgerows. Yeah, and you sort of losing sight of it in the moment. Bringing us to Cordelia's turn. There is a kerfuffle up ahead.
Oh, quite a commotion. 5, 10.
Yeah, there was a strange half dead type creature, or cross between a vampire and something else. You're not sure, but there is definitely something here that don't look right.
I will shoot it with fire. Or not.
12 will hit on that one, so that will hit. Yeah, 14. They are not hard to hit from that point of view.
And then I will go back around the corner.
Fair enough. Bringing us to Astra's turn.
Okie dokie. So, leaning around Regulus, Astra's just gonna yell at this thing here and just say, so if the gods are responsible for all creation, what kind of fucked up off day did they have to make you? Which I can't take credit for. I found a thing.
Well played. And so are we trying to mock this thing to death, or I'm assuming something along those lines is coming?
That is my dream, is just to mock everything to death. Oh, full 8.
Over your shoulder, you see like Espen go like, that was a good one. That was nice.
Like a good religious, a little religious dig.
A religious dig. Yeah, that's good.
Cool. I got hopefully a full thing if it doesn't.
Let's have a look. See how it's going to save.
Of course. Of course.
Anything else on Astra's turn?
I'm just gonna pat Regulus in front of me and just go, well, I tried my best. It's your turn to give it a go, and you can have Bardic Inspiration.
Oh man, that was your best.
As you say that, I'm just going to press a finger onto your brand so that it hurts.
Or his humongous wound from his scratch. Probably hurt a lot more.
Regulus, it comes round to you. This creature, has been has dived past you to Astra, but now, is by you as this is all going on.
I strike. Okay, with advantage. Oh, I didn't click on the target.
That's okay. So for 8 piercing
damage, and I will do sneak attack, which isn't another 7.
Okay, pretty damn good.
And then, oh no! I will just disengage and run over here. So here,
there's gonna be like whoops.
I feel like I jumped back and stabbed as I was sort of like, and then just ran backwards over to here.
No problem. Okay, so the maze bound will continue. He will move over to Astra and will continue with the vines and see how he's going to do. So the constricting vines come for 14 to hit this time. Astra, is that? Go ahead, Espen. What are you doing?
Can I warding flame this one?
Yes, I believe you can.
Okay.
Save me.
Let's see what the rule.
Oh no, you used your action to punch the other one when it ran away.
Yeah, man, I did. All I want to do is warding flame, and the damn rules will let me.
No, you're right. You did. Your reaction has been used.
Next turn, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. We all know. That's all good.
The punch was too enticing.
But listen, it's too enticing because I did 2 damage.
Sorry, Astra. So a 14, would that have hit for 8 bludgeoning?
Oh yeah, I took the 8 off.
Okay, fair enough. So I believe this creature is officially done. Bringing us to Espen in the turn order. It is now your go. Your time is now.
I'm going to stand here so I can get a better view of what this thing did, and I'm going to try again. 2 fingers, push straight down. He leaves a streak of light where he does it in front of his fingers, and then it kind of mimics, except way larger, thicker, down on the top of this thing's head as I cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, let's try save again. Let's see how he's going to do. Dex save this time. Okay, save incoming.
There we go.
And yes, your 9 radiant damage will go off this time.
Astra sees a streak of light cross this thing's face, and where it went, it leaves like a really nasty looking, almost like a sunburn-esque thing, except way more intense.
Okay, no problem. Mona, next on the list.
Yeah, I will walk over. I will blood mark of the blood curse of the mark. Sorry, I can't speak. And I will amplify it, so I'll take 3 more damage. So I get a advantage on my attack.
Very nice.
Okay. Oh god.
15 for 9.
Plus 1d6 cold damage and 1d6 for the mark.
Okay, eviscerating this creature in the moment. However, where it would normally turn to ice, where you've killed things in the past, suddenly you watch as this thing sort of turns to smoke and sort of flutters into the bushes on either side.
Good. That's not worrying at all. Okay, and then she will run to the direction that she thinks the other one went.
No problem. No signs of anything as you do run round. I'm going to end the combat there as time passes, as you breathe heavily from these things after a few moments. But yeah, you seem to be quiet again in the moment as this is all going on.
Is everyone okay?
Does anybody require healing?
All good here.
I know to it, but I'm not on death's door per se.
If you wish for aid, I'll only have to ask.
I am asking. Please help me.
Okay.
I am asking. This is now. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to target you, and I'm going to cure at level 1.
Hey.
I
There you go.
glowed. Thank you.
Hey, you glowed. We did something.
It didn't. Yeah. Okay. So I still need to.
Yeah, you still have to add the health total, but yeah, well, it'll give you a nice glowy animation.
It was animated though. That's cool.
That's the important bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, what's the point if it doesn't animate, right?
At this point. So yes. So again, at this point, you know that there are 2 things on this maze that you're aware of. The northeast leads to this tree in the grove, or there is a shrine that's marked off to the northeast, if that makes sense. Either are options, but your map is vague as to how you get to either.
Is the shrine more east or north, and is the tree more east or north?
Sorry, the shrine would be northeast. The tree in the grove, is northwest.
So then we have to go up and to the left if we are looking for his scythe.
Yes. The shrine is just more of a thing that's marked. You don't know what it's about.
We are here to do a job, so we don't need to go to the shrine at the moment.
No. There's no reason that you're aware of. So that's absolutely true.
I will.
Oh, you could.
Can I put I want to be on alert at all times now that just happened.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be surprised again, if possible, by a perception of some sort.
Espen sees your head's on a swivel and says, "If you permit, I can aid you through Lathander."
You can aid me, yes?
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and touch your forehead, and there's going to be a light sigil on your forehead that goes into your eyes that seems really bright, and then it comes down. And I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on you, and I am going to give you Owl's Wisdom, which gives you advantage on wisdom checks, aka perceptions.
Ah, interesting.
Oh, actually, I didn't target you when I did that. Let me see what happens if I target you.
Oh, thank God you did it.
Yeah, so anything will happen? No. But, yeah, I did it, so.
Okay.
23 for just a general perception of...
Yeah, I'm going to use that roll. For the sake of brevity here, I'm not going to have you walk through the rest of the maze as this goes on, but we'll play it this way, that you guys slowly make your way towards the northwest. Nothing else comes flying out of the maze as this is going on, but you do make your way slowly but surely towards that space, and you can see as you get closer there is a reddish sort of glow coming off of the plant life up ahead. And yeah, slowly but surely a very large tree and a space starts to manifest not too far up ahead of you as this is going on. And we'll see if we can get some view on this in a moment.
Ooh, pretty. I love it.
Oh God!
It's
Yeah,
so cool.
It looks so pretty with all those hanging
to be
bodies
fair,
on the tree.
I was just zoomed in on the skull bit, and I was like, "Oh, pretty," and then I zoomed out, and I was like, "Ah,
No, so
ah."
so here this is where we're going to kind of end with it. So at the heart of this dreadful grove is a great towering tree with vast branches reaching out to form a massive canopy from which dozens of strange corpses seem to be hanging by their necks. It is covered in hundreds of shadow crows with crimson small eyes that are sort of looking around and looking towards you from a distance at this point. The tree looks long dead, though its trunk is twisted to create the visage of a giant skull. Its roots and bark are in the center seem to be a pair of hateful, glowing eyes. And it looks almost in those moments like those eyes are tracking your movement as you're slowly making your way into the edge of this grove as this is going on. Jutting from the earth all around are ragged stone obelisks, or at least strange markings of what might have been obelisks. It's hard to say, each marked with glowing lines and strange sigils which cause your stomach to churn as if they have been looked at for just a little too long. And in the center of this space, as all this is going on, something is pulling itself up from the ground. A strange dark figure with what looks to be a giant scythe, a vision of a being that Espen you would call Death. And that's where we'll pick up next time, everybody, on that one. So
Okay, cool.